guys, it's Christina from Redefine Creative, and I am back with the next episode in the 6 Small Businesses You Should Know series. And so this is a series that Sara Scraps and I do to introduce you to some of the new small businesses that we found or heard about through Creativation. And so the particular company today is called Finders Keepers, and they are a new company, and they have not only scrapbooking things, but they also have planner stuff. And so they released 2 scrapbooking collections at Creativation, as well as all of their planner goodies and everything. So I definitely would encourage you to go over and check out Finders Keepers. Excuse me. And I have included all of their information in the links down below so you can check it out. But the collection that I was the most impressed with is this one, and it's called Libris Schmibris. And it is totally related to books and literature and reading. And I just want to flip through and show you the gorgeous papers. Look at this, you guys. Look at the gorgeous paper that comes in this collection. So if you have kids, or if you are a reader yourself or have kids that do a lot of reading, this is an amazing collection to add to your stash. So book quotes and just a totally unique, different look to this collection. And I am really taken with this idea of kind of these purples and blues with the black and white elements. And if you watch a lot of my videos, you know that I love black and white with pops of color. So the fact that this collection has those elements, this is one of my absolute favorites. Look how amazing this is, you guys. All of these cut aparts, the black and white details with the pops of color. It's a really, really gorgeous literature-based collection. And I can't say enough good stuff about it. I'm so excited to work with it. I definitely do have big plans for these guys. To me, these look a lot like, we're going to do some Harry Potter and Hogwarts stuff with those. And so I'm super excited to play with this collection. I also picked up one of the stamp sets, and there are 2 that go with this collection. And so this is the one that I preferred because I love this long stamp that just says books over and over and over. So 2 different types of fonts and just books. And then all of the little additions that come with it. And then there's also a set of 3 washi tape. And I love that they are all 3 different sizes. So you get 3 different widths, and they match perfectly with the colors in this collection. There is also a 6x12 sticker sheet, which I don't have to show you today, that has a bunch of really cute stickers, as well as some phrase and word stickers at the bottom. And so what I'm going to be doing today, originally I bought this to do a bunch of book-related pages, and I have a bunch of those that I am going to be working through with this particular collection. But what I've been trying to do for this particular series is work in our Boston Traveler's Notebook. So the kind of everything that you've seen from all 6 small businesses is centered in this notebook. So far for businesses, we've seen the Stamp Spot, which makes these pocket page notebooks. We have also talked a lot about Artist Gather, who makes these amazing stamp sets. The 3rd episode, we talked about Catherine Pooler Designs, that also has some amazing stamp pads and some really, really fun pattern builder stamps. And so that's where we created this border, and the kind of mint or teal color you see throughout here is also this from Catherine Pooler. So for today, I'm gonna skip one layout because this is not the first layout that I want to have next in order. So I'm skipping through one, and I have a plain page to start. And so I have my one side here, I have my plastic folder in the middle, and then my side here. And so because this is travel related, rather than working on a book related layout that didn't have anything to do with this particular project or this trip, I am going to incorporate this collection with some of our things from the Boston Tea Party. So I have this really cool memorabilia feather that the kids all had to wear when we were in this particular adventure. And then I've printed a few of our photos, and this is not all of them, but here's a few. And so I printed these in the Project Life app at the 2x2 size. And then I also have all of our tags. So part of the Boston Tea Party adventure is each person in your party gets to play a role in the Boston Tea Party or in the adventure. And so when you get there, you get this little card that talks about who you are and what your role is going to be throughout the day. And so I saved these from all 5 of us, and I want to make these part of the page as well. And it works out really well because things like this go perfectly in these page protectors. So what I am thinking right now is the feather and these cards are going to become part of the detail that goes inside the page protector. And then my photos and things are going to decorate the other 2 pages. So I am going to go ahead and put you on fast forward and show you what I came up with. Okay, so I have you on fast forward, and I'm just going to play around because it does take me a little bit playing around with everything and where I want it to go. So I'm knowing in the beginning I want that feather and those little tags together in that pocket. And so I am going to cut it just a little bit shorter because I don't want the feather to hang outside of the album quite so much. And then I've taken all of my tags and I've added them to a little gold clip at the top, and then I put some baker's twine on it so that you can reach in and grab those if you want to take a look at them. And then what I am thinking is I know I want to use one of these 4x6 cut apart cards. And so I am thinking that half of this page is going to be in a vertical orientation and then the other part of it is going to be in a horizontal orientation. And because I have all that stuff in the pocket in the middle, there's enough of a separation that I can get away with having half of it go one way and half of it go the other. So I'm going ahead right now and I'm just cutting up my photos. And I know that I want to put 3 on this first side. And those are going to be going kind of vertically. And then I want to put 3 on this horizontal side in the back. And so each one of these is just kind of a picture of something that happened while we were doing this Boston Tea Party adventure thing. And I've grabbed this 2x2 square that has the ship on it that says adventure. And I've also grabbed some of these stick pins that have stars on them. And so I was trying to get one to kind of fit inside here so I could decorate that feather a little bit. And I really just didn't like how it was laying. But I am going to put one through that little adventure that has the ship. And that was a perfect match for the theme of these pictures. And then I just grabbed a little like postage stamp size piece from the Hawthorne ephemera pack that has some black and white stripes, and I'm going to layer that up together. And then I'm just looking through to see if there's anything else that I know that I want to use on this particular spread, and I do grab that craft colored Explorer that's going to go on one of the other pages. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my stick pin kind of through my little embellishment cluster here. And this little cluster of embellishments is actually, I'm going to take my tiny attacher and put it right on top of the page protector. And the reason I am stapling that to the page protector serves 2 purposes. One, it's going to make sure it doesn't fall off because I'm gluing onto plastic can be a little bit challenging. The other thing it's going to do is it's going to make a little shelf for those tags that I have inside that pocket to sit on. So they aren't going to be able to fall down to the bottom of that pocket. They're going to be kind of stuck sitting up a little bit so that you're able to get them in and out. So I'm going to take my first 3 2x2 photos that I want to use on that very first page, and I'm just going to put them into a vertical strip. So it's kind of like a photo booth strip. And that's going to run along that left kind of corner of the page. And so I wanted it to have a little shelf to sit on. So I'm going to grab my 3 different kinds of washi tape that came from Finders Keepers as part of this collection. And I'm just going to tear them off and layer them up to create that little shelf for my photos to sit on. And I really like how that also adds a pop of color and it ties in that adventure die cut on the other side. And then I am going to do some stamping on top of it as well. And so I've pulled out some stamps this time from 49th and Market that are called Captured Adventures. I have 2 different sets, and they just have some kind of like travel-related phrases on them. And they just worked a little bit better for these photos than using the book-related ones. So I am going to come back and add some of these arrows onto this little card so that I have a little bit of that stamped detail over there as well. And then you'll see I'm also going to add some additional stamping. I do want to play with those Finders Keepers stamps as well. They aren't actually going to make it onto this spread just because they are book related rather than travel related. So I'm going to choose the travel ones this time. And so I added another one up there at the top, and I just love that they have some text and they look a little bit messy and they were just a perfect addition. So then I'm grabbing this film strip edging, and this is from Tim Holtz, and I'm going to add a little bit of that behind my photo as well. And then I'm going to go ahead and get those glued down. So things are coming together pretty quickly at this point, and I know that this 4x6 card is one of the things that really stuck out in this Lieber Smeebers collection that I wanted to include on this particular page. And the words on it do say, "Tomorrow is paper, you are the ink, write a fantastic adventure. which is kind of perfect because it has a little bit of that vintage feel with the ink and the quill. And it goes along really well with this particular adventure that we are having. I did think about putting that 2x2 square down in that corner, and it just seemed a little bit too busy for me because this layout is already gotten to be kind of busy. So I am going to go ahead and just do a little bit of stamping in that corner just to add some more of that travel feel. And then I'm going to attach my 2x2 photos across the top of that card, and there was just the perfect amount of space to do that on that 4x6 card. And so then I'm going to go ahead and add that word explore and a little tiny piece of that film strip. And then I do go back and decide I need a little piece of this green washi, which is good because I can layer that underneath and it really ties everything together across these 3 pages. So I'm kind of getting everything layered up here, and I know in that blank space that I want to do a bunch of journaling, so I'm kind of leaving that alone right here at this very moment. I am going to go through and pull out some of these cork stars from Spiegel Mom Scraps, and if you've been watching all of the projects in this notebook, this is kind of a recurring theme that I'm using these throughout this entire notebook. The same thing is true with some stamping, as well as I'm using some of that Hawthorne ephemera, as well as the Here and There collection. So there are certain things that I am trying to keep consistent throughout this entire project, and that is one of them. So then I went ahead and I added about half of my journaling, and then I'm going to put a break in my journaling and put my title. So I'm grabbing these old sticker letters, and these are from Simple Stories, the Snap collection, and I think I've had these in my stash for like pretty much ever. I have them in about every single color that they came in because I really like the font and I like how all the different colors layer up together. So I am using kind of like a gray marble-ish to write out the word Boston, and then I'm going to add Tea Party in black, and I'm just kind of staggering those letters as I go, and then I'm going to go ahead and finish my journaling underneath. So it really kind of makes that title part of everything that's going on. And even though this is a little bit busier page, a lot of it has to do with journaling and storytelling, and so I'm okay with that because those are really important parts of this Traveler's Notebook project for me. And several of these photos are going to show up, you know, in regular size layouts in my family albums later anyway. So this is just a really good way of kind of showcasing a snapshot. And this particular collection from Finders Keepers did a really great job of supporting my theme without being so overwhelming to my page that you only focus on that and not the photos and the writing that's going on. So definitely do stop by and check out Finders Keepers and all of their amazing goodies, and I'll be back to see you soon.